Hey, what's going on, everyone? BobbyMiteDie here with a true walkthrough of The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, a VR game. Truly wonderful game. I'm going to show you how to navigate through the game properly and get the most out of this game. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is a fantastic game that's truly immersive and really puts you into a game. You know, you really feel like you're in the game. And but I'm gonna properly show you how to navigate through this game because I don't see any real walkthroughs or guides online to help you navigate through this game. So hopefully I can help people play this game and get the most out of this game because it's really a great game. So let's get into it. Starting the game, restarting the game for you guys. So I'm starting a new game going here. I'm just selecting kind of how thick your arms are. So I always go with the second option because it's more realistic, I guess. Option A is a little bit too scrawny. So here you're just kind of going through the tutorial. It's pretty straightforward, but I'm gonna go through some of them for you because it wasn't straightforward for me. So I'm sure there might be some of you that got stuck on these parts. Hopefully not. I'm sure you guys are smarter than me. But really, your main thing is grabbing your backpack over your shoulder. You don't have to actually put it back. You can just let go. A lot of important items you can just let go. So it's your backpack, you can pull bandages, food from it, weapons. So really right here is the main thing is grabbing your journal, you need to reach over your right chest. And for your flashlight, your left chest. I didn't really get that at first. I was like reaching all the way out here, like right side, like reaching your right side, but it actually means your right chest. I'm sure some of you will get that. I didn't. So here you're just kind of going through pretty much simple mechanics of the game. Important mechanics, but they're simple. Like how to stab zombies in the head. Here we have an axe. Two-handed weapons are a lot easier to use. Of course, they just take more resources to build. They're harder to find. There you go, just kind of demonstrating how weapons just break. Weapons break easily, especially the ones you find out in the world. Like if you find any weapons and you bring it up to your face to see the durability and its condition, it's usually not. It's usually like 25%. Really love the control of this game. It feels just realistic. So here I'm just kind of picking up the ammo. Any ammo you see, pick it up and put it in your stash, kind of in your fanny pack, I guess you can say, because you have unlimited space for ammo. So pick up all the ammo. That's the tutorial guy. You can kind of just practice your aim on him. You have unlimited bullets, so I just like to kind of just practice my shots. Taking pause shots. It says the tutorial guy remember this. I don't know what that means. I don't. It has any impact on the game. Maybe you'll get like an Easter egg later on. You like go right into him like, hey.
Wait a minute.
So I'm just kind of just practicing my shots. Using rifles and using the iron sights. I don't know how realistic that is. Like I've tested it a couple times and it's better just to shoot kind of from the hip, I think. It is more stable if you hold it with two hands. You can hold pistols with two hands. It is a little bit more stable. See, here I am holding with two hands. And I don't know how many tutorial guys I've killed so far. Hopefully I kind of get over this soon so we can kind of move on. And kind of another cool thing, you can throw things, like you can throw bottles, certain places, kind of distract zombies or people, which is useful. I like to remove them completely. Like you'll sneak past a human and a lot of times you'll run into him again, so ruins everything. So this is the intro. Feel free to watch the intro. Of course, it's up to you. I skip it because I've played through this game like I don't know how many times now because of messing things up. You know, the game doesn't really tell you how to properly go about things, so that's why I pretty much made this guy to properly, you know, if you look up walkthroughs on YouTube, it's mostly, they're not true walkthroughs. You know, sometimes they'll release like a guide for like the first 2 days and then you don't see any more guides, you know. And a lot of times, even, you know, the 2 or 3 guides that I have seen, none of them are finished, by the way. Sometimes they're played incorrectly, so they're not really showing you how to get the most out of this game. I'm not like really trying to brag or anything. I'm just, you know, I'm just kind of speaking fact. Like there isn't much help online with this game, which I don't understand. This game's been out for a while. You know, hopefully I can help some people with this game. There, I'm just tells you to climb things. This game tells you it's all about range of motion. As opposed to like how fast you're doing things, but I still do things as it's VR, so it's supposed to be lifelike, right? But it does tell you it's range of motion, but I still stab true velocity because I don't trust it sometimes. Like I'll do like a soft stab and it doesn't go in their head. Like the tip will go in their head and it's just kind of awkward. You still get attacked. It's not necessary to go in these areas, but I go in there anyway. I would go in there anyway because you kind of want to just loot whatever you can, even if it's 1 or 2 pieces of junk. Like it's gonna help, you know, especially in the beginning. Any junk you find is gonna help. But I would say when you actually get out into the real world and start looting, definitely try to prioritize. Starting off, especially try to prioritize like workable metal and nuts and bolts and wood. That's gonna be your bread and butter right there. The other resources are important too, but you'll kind of see that you'll stack up on those as opposed to like workable metal, nuts and bolts, and you're constantly gonna be running out of those. So here we're in the main part of the cemetery. This is
Hit me.
the person. Don't slap him in the face like that. But I've played this intro so many times I just kind of didn't care at this point. But the whole game's kind of tied to him and kind of what he started. He's not gonna make it past this, obviously. So the game is kind of revolved around finding who hurt him and then continuing his plans of rebuilding. It's kind of like Fallout. There's a lot of I'm kind of just euthanizing him here because he turned into a zombie. So I just did him the honor, I guess you can say. But this game is a lot like Fallout in a lot of aspects. And in the aspects you need to loot. Like the game is about looting junk, getting yourself more prepared to fight, you know, more things, stronger things. So here I'm approaching the, you know, your main resting place, which is the bus. It was Henri's, now it's yours. This I would say is the least important bench. It's kind of like medicine and craftables. This I would say is one of your most important. It's your weapons bench. You know, like your firearms bench, and then you have a melee weapons bench, which is on the right. So those two are your most important. So definitely focus on those at first. There you have a revolver, very helpful. You have a knife, also very helpful starting off. Just kind of picking up the notes and you know, whatever you can find starting off. So there I'm putting in the antenna and the battery for the radio. Radio is just absolutely important. It's like the bread and butter of this game. So some bandages, broken. Anytime you find broken firearms, those are definitely kind of priority because they give you a lot of lot of scrap material to work with. I'm just loading things on the, just looking at the pictures. So just kind of checking things out. You'll kind of find out there isn't really much you can do on day one because it's already nighttime. You can't do much at night. When it's nighttime, that's when it's really dangerous and you don't want to go out. So you drink from the flask to go on to the next day. And so day 2 is really your real first day in this game. Journal tells us we need to go out and find the final part for the radio, which is a working microphone. So that's gonna be our real first quest, is to go find that microphone. And it's unavoidable. Excuse me. All right, our first map. First taste of this game. So here we have our first side quest, which it's not really vital to the game. It's not vital to the quest, but I'd say do it because it gives you a really good head start. It just leads you to invaluable loot. So I would definitely do her simple quest. It's very simple. It's like super easy. It's day 2. You're not gonna be doing too much. So she gives you the key to be used in the blue mansion. She just asks you to get the ring of her late husband. It's me just kind of showing off the watch. She's commenting on it. Any day now, lady. So here I'm kind of just looking around, but there isn't too much to do on this map for now. You're going to be revisiting a lot of maps constantly as days go on. Here we just need to get to the blue mansion. Climb in. Here I'm just kind of looting whatever I find. Again, you just kind of want to loot whatever you see. Really important starting off. There's a lot of bottles in this game. I would prioritize that over anything, because they don't really give you that much loot. I think it gives you like 1 or 2 workable metals, which is good starting off in this game, but you want to grab more valuable things because, obviously you'll have access to more valuable things. Again, I'm really sorry for the visuals. I don't know why it does this tunnel vision type thing. I don't know what exactly is being sent to the computer. It's all relatively new software, so they're still kind of working out the kinks. I'm using the Oculus Quest, which could be another reason why you're not getting audio and it's just not perfect, because Oculus Quest is more of a standalone, which it's still awesome. I mean, it's still awesome that you can connect it to a computer. But I think to properly record, I need like a Rift S, which I'm looking towards. But I love this quest though. Like, it's, if I want to bring it over to someone's house, I can, without having to have a computer. So it's a console on its own. Here I'm just kind of looting whatever I can. Again, you want to loot whatever you can. Adhesive. Oh, there's some ammo. Hopefully I grabbed that. I think I did. But definitely nuts and bolts, wood, and workable metal is going to be your priorities here. But definitely grab everything starting off, because you do need other things like adhesive and bindings and sharp objects, stuff like that. But you don't need too much of those. And you'll see later on you'll have so much of those it won't even matter. So definitely prioritize wood scraps, workable metal, and nuts and bolts, because you're going to be using a lot of those, especially crafting. Even just upgrading your bench, it's going to use a lot of that, but to build certain things you need, you're going to need that too, so you're going to need a lot of it. So there you see a quest item. Just kind of checking what's in here. Cigarettes give you wood, but eh. So there's a quest item, the microphone that we need to complete the radio. The radio is so important. I can't stress that enough. There's different stations that just give you valuable information, and you can't really progress in the game unless you grab that anyway. But I'm going to kind of show you when you have your first conversation, your first contact with someone on the radio, how important that is, because it's so important. Like, I can't stress how important that is. See, my backpack is full. I do kind of want that film reel because it gives you some pretty valuable loot. So I'm kind of just trying to prioritize here. I would say, like, sharp weapons that you find, get rid of them, because they're not really in good condition anyway, so you'd want to get rid of them. They don't give you much when you scrap them, so prioritize other things over those. Plus, you can just build way better weapons. And definitely keep your flashlight on. As you can see there, I'm like fighting a zombie in the dark. You don't want to do that, because you're just stabbing in the dark. That saying has more meaning now. Okay, so here's the part of the side quest. Again, I'm sorry that it's so glitchy. I don't know why it's glitchy like that. Like, I have pretty good internet, but I think it's more of window capture in Streamlabs. So, but when I can properly stream this, that would be just fantastic, because I can record and then I can stream it for you guys. Because who doesn't like a little VR fun? Okay, that Blundergat, I call it the Blundergat because I'm a Zombies fan. Treyarch, shout out. I don't see why you wouldn't grab that, but do not miss that. Do not miss that Blundergat. It's super vital, especially when fighting humans. It's going to help in the beginning, starting off, because you can't really build weapons like that starting off. And close to shotgun is just 100%. Just blast your face off. So definitely don't miss that. Again, I'm just kind of prioritizing loot. Wooden clog, definitely pick that up. I think it gives you like 4 wood scraps and nuts and bolts. So definitely priority. But you'll find out the absolute best loot you can find here is like little stash boxes that are like this big. And they contain like 8 to 10 plus of raw material. So those are just, if you have to throw a gun out of your backpack to get those, do it. Because you can probably build 2 or 3 guns out of that. So definitely look out for the, they're like little metal boxes. They come in different colors, like green, red, and I believe blue. I know red for sure. I see a lot of red ones, which I think are the most valuable, which is great. So definitely look out for those. So here I'm just kind of, I would say loot, even though your backpack's full, investigate everything, because there's ammo lying around, and ammo is just, wow, super needed, especially starting off. When you can't really build specific ammo, definitely look for ammo. There I'm prioritizing a broken gun over something else, because it gives you a lot of workable metal, and I think some nuts and bolts. Go back and talk to that lady, because I remember just taking the other exit and leaving, but you need to go back to the original exit. Here I'm just kind of checking where it is. So definitely go back. You will see a couple more zombies probably, no problem. And that's why looting is so important, because you'll just be able to craft better weapons that make combat just so much easier. Building a weapon that can just kill a zombie by going over the top of the head as opposed to stabbing on the head is way much easier. And I think they're more durable too, so you'll kind of see that as well. I'm just kind of navigating back. I don't know why I'm stalling so much here. Like, don't do what I do here. I already know what I'm gonna do, but don't waste your ammo on, 2 or 3 zombies like this, it's a complete waste. You want to save your ammo more for the sick zombies. I know they're all sick, but there's actually sick zombies that have like a green, I wouldn't say glow, but they do have like kind of this green fluid foam coming out of their mouth. And they do think their skin is a little bit more green. So you definitely want to use your ranged weapons for them. Because if you kill them near you, you will take damage. So here we're just giving back the wedding band. Again, sorry for the quality. I will rectify that eventually. So we give the ring. It's up to you if you want to give her the note, kind of her husband's confession. But as as the world is already, and her stressing over her kids and husband, I wouldn't do it. I know it's VR, but even in video games and stuff, like killing a bunch of people in GTA isn't gonna influence me to kill people in real life. But this kind of does help with your mentality a little bit. You're like, at least I did something good in the VR world, So here I'm kind of just looking at the loot again. I don't know what I'm looking at. Okay, I'm just prioritizing that gun frame, because again, gun frames are one of the best. They give you a lot of loot. So you're gonna prioritize like gun frames and those little metal boxes that I said. And sometimes like keyboards, the toy robots, the wooden clock. Sometimes you'll see like a piece of wood on the ground. I pick those up a lot because you need a lot of wood scraps. So we're here, we're back at our main base, our bat cave, ready to complete the radio. Okay, so this is probably the most important part of the guide. You don't want to mess up this conversation, your first contact. Here I'm just kind of grabbing everything I looted, but I recommend initiating the conversation with whoever's on the radio first, because you don't want to mess that up and then have to reload and then re-scribe everything. It's kind of redundant in a way. So, but I know how to navigate the conversation properly after so many playthroughs. I just, I'm just looting because I know I'm not gonna mess it up. Like, the only way I can mess it up is if I accidentally pick the wrong selection. So when you see that white pop up, that means you can talk to him. So you're gonna say waterfall, then waterfall again. So I mean, this conversation's pretty straightforward. You just want to pick the obvious choices. He's already kind of agitated. You don't want to piss him off more, because if you do, he's not gonna talk to you ever again, and that's just gonna mess up the whole game. Like it feels like the main quest and even the side quest and even dealing with factions are tied to this guy. So if you mess up this conversation, you're not going to be able to initiate a lot of side quests, and you're not going to be able to continue the side quest that initiate here. You're going to get kind of like a side quest here, not from him, but from somebody else. But if you mess up with him, you'll kind of realize as days goes on that you kind of messed up with this other side quest. Like, you can't even continue it. So definitely don't mess up this conversation. So here I am. I'm kind of just navigating through it. Normally I would skip all this, but kind of want to show you guys every selection, because that is the point of this guide. But again, just keep picking the obvious choices until you get to the end. Pretty much the very last selection you can make is the one that determines everything. So, again, just pick the selections that are, you think wouldn't tick them off. Here you can pick the reserve or other things, but really to continue it, just say the old man I knew. And again, I'm so sorry for the quality. I promise you it's going to improve. Whether I figure out how to properly get the audio and image mirrored, or if I just buy the Rift S, which I'm leaning towards just buying the Rift S, because I don't want to go through all these trials and errors just to get this to work. I'd rather just, buy a Rift S. You pay for convenience, right? And someone asked me, am I going to sell the quest? So here I'm just kind of listening again. And thank you again, Jalapeno Pooper, for the follow. I didn't get to thank you last time. I think it's really cool. Oh, when you see that lantern lit, okay, here we are. The last selection, go for I need to go, which is a selection on the right. That's how you can get to continue. You select that or other one, it's gonna sound like you pissed them off anyways. And I see a lot of online forums saying, you know, like, how do I continue? Like, either no matter what I pick, I tick them off. You need to pick I need to go on the right. And he's gonna sound pissed, but that's how you get it to continue. And the lantern's lit, so that's the side quest I was talking about. It's gonna get initiated. You definitely don't want to mess up the conversation with Casey, because if you do, you won't be able to continue these missions. Like, I don't know why. I guess Casey and this person know each other in some way and are tied to each other, because if you mess up with Casey, these won't continue. These are initiated by the lantern being lit, as you guys saw. But if you mess up with Casey, you'll realize, you know, a couple days in that the lanterns aren't being lit anymore. So definitely don't mess up that conversation with Casey. And if you follow this guide so far, you won't have. So we're going through the catacombs. Those two zombies are the only two you have to worry about. And you'll notice that... okay, so there's three, I'm sorry. You'll kind of notice that your stamina isn't drained when you sprint in the resting place, but as soon as you enter the catacombs, it is. So you do kind of have to watch that. And my stamina is a lot lower than my health, but I do like to keep my stamina at least 25% higher than my health, because you kind of realize here you're going to use a lot more stamina than health. You know, even fighting 2 or 3 zombies, even just 2, your stamina like drains completely, so you won't really, you know, if you have another zombie coming towards you, now you're going to take damage. So definitely stamina over health is my thing, but you know, definitely it's definitely up to you. So lantern is still lit. Again, sorry for the quality. I feel so bad giving you guys... I know it's not the purpose to give you guys the best visuals and stuff. It's to kind of help you navigate, but I'd rather navigate you through better quality video footage than this. And I will fix that, I promise. So here we're back in the resting place. We have the key to the other main section of the cemetery. So this is going to be really important too. So this coffin, you're going to be dealing with this coffin a lot, because this is how you give this person the intel. So pretty much the agreement is you need to find intel for this person, put in this coffin. Whatever else you find with the intel, you can keep. You know, whatever it is. Like, if you find a treasure full of gold, it's yours. You just need to give them the intel, which is fine with me, right? So here we're going back to the resting place. We're pretty much done. We just need to go to day 3, because we did pretty much all we can do. So again, make sure you don't mess up that conversation with Casey. That's the main thing about day 1 and 2, is do not mess up. So now we're on day 3. Those were days 1 and 2, the main days. Day 2 is your bread and butter of this game, because if you mess up that conversation with Casey, you're not gonna be able to continue any quest. So definitely focus on that, get that right, and make sure you subscribe and tune in for day 3. It gets a lot more complicated. So see you guys in the next video. You're thinking